Okay, welcome to the Trading Buddy System Futures and Forex forecast for the week of May 20th. Good to be with you. We'll start with the all-important stock futures. You can see that we've rallied off these lows really well. One of the things that helped me with this rally was the advanced decline line. You can see with the advanced decline line here how it broke these previous highs. With the price being at the previous highs here, I expect more rallying to come. Now we might have a little bit of a pullback first. That's entirely possible. We've been overbought for a while. We've got some signals to possibly sell, but in this type of market, when the market rallies and hits all-time highs after a negative CPI report, uh, just follow the momentum. And this is get just really strong bullish market that we're in, and will probably continue toward the election. It's just really crazy to see how strong this market really is. And talk of just 7, 8 months ago, talk of bad, horrible recession was on everybody's mind, but we've just rallied right out of it. So I'm still going to be looking for bullish signals. Coming back to Thursday's high would be a bullish, a Wednesday's high, excuse me, would be a bullish signal. And so looking for buy signals, maybe a pullback for a better entry, but definitely on the buy side. The big talk of the town is the precious metals markets. You can see that we've got a lot of bullness here. Uh, let's disable that. You can see that we've got a lot of movement here in the silver and gold market, but silver especially. This was the area that we were kind of sitting around at the beginning of the year. If you remember, we were looking for bullish signals back into the 24 area, 25 area. Uh, Folks, we just broke all-time highs and got to the 3150 uh, just this past week. So I kind of missed that move. I caught some of it, very little of it, probably just a buck and a half. But man, it went from 27 all the way up to 31. Big move in the silver market. What do we do now? Well, it's still pretty bullish. I think it could continue into the end of the month, but I think we might see a pullback back down to the 29 area, maybe 28 area. But I wouldn't just jump on that sell train just yet. I don't think that that's going to happen next week, but I would expect this market to continue a little bit, or maybe stay around in this range for a while before pulling back into this, maybe into the summer, and so maybe June, July we'll get back into in the 28, 29 area. But for now, it could keep on going. It could go to who knows where it could go at this point because of hitting all-time highs. So if you're on that train, stay on it, and if you're off, wait for a bullish signal. Gold is no different, but it is less strong than silver. As you can see, silver broke these highs. Gold is just coming back to them, but hey, we're still really bullish for the metals. I think again, I think we could see maybe even 2,500 for gold before we see a pullback back into here into the summer months. But you never know; it could get all the way up to 3,000. Uh, some pundits are predicting, but look how bullish it has been since the beginning of the year. That's a train that everyone wishes they would have stayed on. And unfortunately, if you're holding gold and silver, you're right in that. You know, we've got physical gold, we've got physical silver. I helped some of my family members get a whole bunch of that about a year and a half ago when it was down a lot lower. So we're all on the happy train right now, just watching it go up and up and up. So as far as trading the futures, though, I don't want to be a seller just yet. Again, the momentum is really strong. I want to see maybe a, a reversal pattern here, something like maybe a head and shoulders of some point, or a really strong day with a huge rejection, and then uh, uh, an additional selling day the next day. So if we get a big long wick, something like what we got right there. But for now, stay on the long side with precious metals. I had a long position on crude oil right here when it made a break back up here, and then I put my stop below this low and I got stopped out and it's coming back up. So that's always unfortunate when it's probably going to do what I think it's going to do, but I got stopped out. I'm looking for another entry, maybe a possible pullback on Monday, Tuesday, but if it continues strong, I may just jump back on the train and we're looking for the 84 range right in here, possibly even back up to the 86 uh, into the summer, but that might take some time. It might, do something like that. It might take a month and a half, 2 months to get up back up into that range. But I am bullish crude oil for the rest of the month. But it was unfortunate getting stopped out, so we're looking for another buy signal. The grains have been really good to me the last month or so, but we've stalled out a little bit this past week. You can see that it did pull back, so I'm really glad that I took profits right in here, and I'm repositioning another long position to see if it can continue up into the 410s area. I don't know if it will. Who knows? It might just collapse again. You never know. So I do have my stops below this candle's low, right? That candle right there where it made a breakout. Uh, but I'm slowly building back into this position. We took really nice profits with soybean meal, soybeans, wheat, and corn. And so let's take a look at wheat. Wheat just did exactly what I was hoping for it to do for quite a while. You can see that a long time we were waiting for the bullish movement. I said all pretty much all year long, if you've been following me, the beginning of 2024, I've been bullish. Uh, the grain markets, wheat has come down and then it formed this right here. It formed this higher low off of that. And then boom, it made that explosion. And that's what we caught. We were in on it, and we caught a really, really nice move twice on this market. And so I'm waiting again for a pullback. I'm really glad to see this market pulling back into here. It could pull back a little bit lower, but I'm still expecting bullishness in the grain market. So look for buy signals and take them. I have been long, and I'm still long in the U.S. bonds, the 30-year bonds. Right about in here, 116. I've got a couple contracts, and it kind of consolidated a little bit. We got a nice move. It's pulled back a bit, but I fully expect it to continue back up. My targets are the 120 and a half, right between 120 and 121, where these old highs are. So that's where my targets are, and I'm just trailing my stops along with it. So it could easily pull back and stop us out at a small profit, but we're going to let this run and see how much we can obtain with this particular trade. But and then we'll be looking for potential sells. But for now, we're going to hold on to the longs and see where it goes for us. Okay, let's take a look at the forex markets that we like to look at. We are trading the dollar yen, the pound, the euro, and the euro yen. And I'll start with the dollar yen here. We fully expected 2 weeks ago when I had a forecast. I missed last week. We said this could easily be a bounce, and we could see it come right back up into the 155, 156 range. Bada bing, we were right. The only problem is sometimes I don't act on what my forecast is. I'm looking at other markets, maybe trading other markets, and sometimes this one gets neglected a bit. It did pull back this week and came down and tried to test down lower, but you can see that it's recovering. That carryover trade is still really strong, and there's not really any more talk of intervention just yet. But we could easily see this come back down to the 140 level, I think, really quickly. We saw how quickly it went from 160 back to 152. That's 800 pips within a very short amount of time. We could see the same thing happen here. I don't know if it's going to happen, and so my gut says to stay long until we hear something, until we see something, and keep our stops tight. Keep our stop losses very tight. So that's the plan with this market. Even though I'm not actively trading it, I want to kind of see what they do first. And so otherwise, I'll hold on to your long. With the pound, you can see that this week we got just all bulls this week. And that was kind of the plan to see what would happen with this break. It did come back down to the previous low from from the week before, and it tried to test below and immediately rejected that. So those candles right there are really important. those candles right there, where it shows that it's going to come down and then immediately gets rejected and ends the day positive, and you can see what it's done. The rest of the week, very, very strong. We're up at these pivots. We could see a pullback, maybe down to the 126 area again, 125, but then I think we'll see 127, 128 into the end of the month. So that's going to be the plan for the British pound and selling the dollar and seeing strength in the British pound here. Look for buy signals. The euro is the same. You can see that the euro is come back to these levels right in here. It's pulled back already a little bit, so I can see it coming back up to the 110 level very easily. These old pivots up here, and we should see if the dollar is going to weaken a little bit. I think we should see the euro and the pound continue to rise against the dollar. And I don't know if that means the dollar yen will start coming down. Ironically, the dollar yen has gone up as well as the pound dollar and the euro dollar. That just shows that the Japanese yen is really, really weak still. It's been several years, if not decades, where it's just been getting hammered. So we're just going to keep an eye on the bull signals for now on the euro. This is the euro yen. You can see it's a lot stronger than the dollar yen. The euro yen came up back to these levels where the dollar yen was more down here. And so if you want to be a buyer against the yen, buy the euro. And if you want to be a seller against the yen, sell the dollar yen. But if something intervenes with the Japanese yen, this pair has the capability of coming down really fast as well. So we're going to be watching for that. But again, look at how bullish and strong this bull market is. Sorry about all this these notes here. I need to save that for my next class. But yeah, this channel here is just classic higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and then it's kind of lingering right in here. So I fully expect higher highs to be maintained if this bullish market continues. But again, someone could sneeze in the Bank of Japan and it could cause the market to fall out from under itself. So be careful with these yen pairs. All right, that's going to be it for me this week. Appreciate you joining me, and I really appreciate you sharing and liking and commenting and subscribing. If you like this content, we'll just continue to try our best to get this stuff out to help any way we can. It's been kind of a rough year for me physically, with physical health, and my trading has been okay, just luckily, I'm just so grateful that my trading's been okay because I have had a hard time with my health. But that's neither here nor there. It's really important that you trade when you're in a good state of mind, and when you're not feeling well, sometimes that could be a hindrance. So be careful, and be careful out there always, and always trade with your risk, and stay disciplined. So, all right, everybody, take care, and we will see you and talk to you next week.